Primary School with the best interpretation of a child's future. Ogohikaho okarura ebitebe kuruga baby mpaka P7. Okarura okwehayo n'okufaayo kwabuhala abaana. Omanya bumanya ngu ebyo mumaiso byabo bimazirera kusimbibwa. Baina na daycare y'omulembe nibakufeera ha mwana waawe. Okuhika bw'orainuka nibakozesa abaana kutiina ruhanga habw'okuba amagezi niho gabandiza lanta y'omwana waawe. Habw'okuba ekiikaro kigazi muno habw'okuzaana n'okwezoora eri abojjo n'abaisike habwadde na boarding kandi baina n'amamotoka garubasa abaana kubayiha omukana okubagarrayo basanga mu byombeko byabwe ebirungi ha Palace Road Kiganda rundiro ina musanju kuhandika abege ni kugenda mu maiso asomero honyine. Nest of Harmon Primary School and Kindergarten bari haihi naiwe. Best interpretation of a child's future. Ogohikaho okarura ebitebe kuruga baby mpaka P7. Okarura okwehayo n'okufaayo kwabuhala abaana. Omanya bumanya ngu ebyo mumaiso byabo bimazirera kusimbibwa. Baina na daycare y'omulembe nibakufeera ha mwana waawe. Okuhika bw'orainuka nibakozesa abasomesa abaine ebipapura by'ekika kya haiguru omu nsonga y'okusomesa n'okwetegeresesa omwana kandi nibegesa abaana kutiina ruhanga habw'olanta y'omwana waawe habw'okuba ekiikaro kigazi muno habw'okuzaana n'okwezoora eri abo Palace Road Kiganda rundiro ina musanju kuhandika abege ni kugenda mu maiso asomero honyine. Nest of Harmon Primary School and Kindergarten bari haihi naiwe mu bya school fees. Best interpretation of a child's future. Ogohikaho okarura ebitebe kuruga baby so byabo bimazirera kusimbibwa. Baina na daycare y'omulembe nibakufeera ha mwana waawe. Okuhika bw'orainuka nibakozesa abaana kutiina ruhanga habw'okuba lanta y'omwana waawe habw'okuba ekiikaro kigazi muno habw'okuzaana n'okwezoora eri abo Palace Road Kiganda rundi bahikira simu 07 ina musanju kuhandika abege ni kugenda mu maiso asomero honyine. Nest of Harmon Primary School and Kindergarten bari haihi naiwe.
Kelvin Morongi, and today we have guests from Nest of Harmony, Harmon and Harmony. Yeah, you see they are quite the same but with different spellings. So Harmon of Hermon. Yes, Nest of Harmony Primary and Kindergarten School, Hoima, and also the talent ignition at Nest of Harmony Primary and Kindergarten School. Now, we're picking it from the head teacher. Sorry, not the uniqueness, apart from the other school. Nest of Harmony, very, very different.
Aria Said Mark Mutono, my name. Nest of Harmony is seen, or I can assure you that's different from other schools.
Okay.
It has handle the hands.
Okay.
We handle the mind, and then handle the soul.
Okay.
So when the child comes out of Nest of Harmony, he comes,
Okay.
and when it comes to academics, having realized, Nest of Harmony realized, I think by the revelation of God, that the curriculum of Uganda is changing. We train a child to even do research school.
Okay.
The child has research. They do research. They do research very well. The 4 times we have sat for peer. Every time these children come back to us, they say, "Government different from other schools."
To get on to calculate and be like, okay.
The first time we sat for peer, it was 219.
Okay.
219. This is when we first sat for peer completed. We is getting 4s throughout. Are you getting it?
Okay.
When they say they pass. But I want to tell you that Nest of Harmony did not fail any child. The worst child we had
Child for now.
for that for
Aggregates, that is super sec.
not only to pass us comes in Nest of Harmony. That makes us even different.
Speaking of the 4 times that statistics, how is the graph?
It is shooting. It's 2019. I think we had 3 second grades,
Okay.
something like that. Then these other 2 years that it was
Second
super
grade, wow.
and produced an aggregate 5.
Wow, that's a good one.
The best had aggregate 5, and I will say person in that year had a 14.
14.
Yep.
Now, when we put it back to percentages, because I have had schools deal so much with percentages, 100.
Depends on the number of children that have sat
Okay.
in your school. The most recent percentage we had was a 93.8. Because definitely Hoima was the best. Our ranking, we were the 3rd in the whole of Bunyoro. We are going to show them.
Okay. Now closing it. That's why you're here. Now, 10 schools. Now, because it is a holiday, do other admissions happening right now? Could there be any due date?
We might be here, but the head teacher leaving the school does not mean the school has also
closed.
There are people there who are admitting up to now.
Oh,
At this time, no.
so in
Because
other
they are
words,
doing right now. But people, and we encourage all people out there.
head teacher. Let me get to Jordan. Yeah. Yes, Jordan. Now, Nest of Harmony, being an institution since 2000, and then okay, also, yeah, about there. Now, 13 years down the road, what are these initiatives? Yeah.
Nest of Harmony caters for all that. Number one, we are so much into talent. We believe that there has to be an alternative to academics.
An alternative for academics.
Yes.
So, in other words, we are taking the talent line.
Yes. Academics, any other investment, believe me not, there are some risks that you make. I'll give you an example. And so my journey ended there. Can you do apart from this failed?
Okay.
Now, and we have been so outstanding in that we studied. That's how we've been. Clubs help promote talent.
Well, that is quite unique.
Yeah, it is indeed very unique. Now, it means we are training future swimmers.
And more especially the skill. That is a
Yes.
very good skill, life-saving skill.
Yes. Secondly, we have those who cook. We call it cookery. We introduce learners to simple skills in cooking. So we also have that team. Then there is another team of artists, drawing, modeling, and all that under art. We also have cyclers. These ones entirely learn how to cycle because we feel we are preparing this team maybe for Olympics. You never know. We also have jazz band, which we would call singers.
I'm only trying to figure out how these things are all happening in a school setup. Yeah, because being a Friday, you mentioned the team goes for swimming, then the rest will stay for these activities. Now the question is, do you give an opportunity to the students to subscribe to these things of identifying this talent?
Thank you so much. We usually write to parents. We write to parents. We encourage parents to talk to their. Sometimes you find a child trying out like 3 before settling in for 1. You understand?
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
then we make groups. We group them up. So you find like swimmers are 100, then and others. Now, I was talking about there is the dancing, there is
Playing
singing,
instruments.
and some instruments also. There are some instruments that we have introduced. So at the end of the day, what we are doing is we are igniting. We are helping this child to identify what they can do out of their natural abilities, what they can do apart from academics. For us, we believe as a school, we are encouraging, we are starting this special thing called talent that is within the child. Parents, that for whichever secondary school in Nest of Harmony, that my child was a swimmer, then can you look for a secondary school that maybe has this facility, this talent that will make this child famous, or that will make this child rich, name it. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. The Talent Ignition Manager, that is Jordan. Jordan Kitasoboka.
Kitasoboka,
Yeah,
yes,
by now I got to know for now. Let's go with Kitasoboka.
Okay.
Mukama Koraki?
Abusolomi.
Yes. All right, now let me get to learning environment for the students. Is what most of the parents would desire to have, what even the child themselves would desire to have. How does Nest of Harmony feature in this?
Thank you, Elijah, once again.
Okay.
I'm Fiona Nancy, and I'm the team leader. That's a very interesting question, and it's a wide one.
True.
But very pertinent. Is advocating for. We're identifying that learners have learning disabilities. We run a school that respects nature.
Okay.
As in God's creation. Like our thing, let me say 30, 50 mark in performance. That's why we have a variety of these things. Now back to the point of inclusion. Includes this child not excelling in math. Why is this one not able to read? Why is the other one not in performance? Okay. Normally, ideally, when you say inclusive learning, we are mainly focusing on children with disabilities being part of the learning system of the school. We are coming from a background where we are having special needs schools taken to a school called St. Benedetta. And elsewhere, it's not there. But we are running, Nest of Harmony is very respectful, because disabilities are not only in hard of hearing or physical disabilities, like a child has a lame feet and others maybe squint eyes, but there is also brain-based spectrums, like with ease. A situation where you find children are, later, so you find that these children have, of course, my specialty is there. I'm an early childhood advocate by training. We are able to do early intervention, and it's very critical for us. We help parents. There's a deep into
yes,
that.
yes. Yeah, of course, when it gets to inclusiveness, we realize in the background there are a lot of those ones.
The case of this one, which is very common, autism. In our setting, where you'll identify this, actually, sometimes they are identified as hyperactive children. Children who are very restless, not to that extreme that it needs medical intervention. Sometimes it just needs therapy and upbringing. So Nest of Harmony has a program that takes care of that. Personally, I'm a mother of hard of hearing children, 2 of them, my 2 girls are. And so Nest of Harmony goes like bed. Actually, at that stage is where we find that narcissistic personality disorder begins from broken homes, not minding children, busy parents, and others. So to sum it up, there's what we call in education, what are they called? Training centers, teacher training centers. They call it Harmony. So when it comes to inclusive learning, we are there. That's what I can say. I don't know
learning,
whether
inclusive and supportive
yes, learning.
learning.
Yes.
I have to be there one of these days. Speaking of the supportive way or the inclusiveness, how are the wheelchairs? Yes, the wheelchairs,
Oh.
and also
Yes. Yes, I think that at some points, and other points we have steps. We haven't really, we are, like I said, we have a long-term vision. And so at the moment, our structures are at the first story. And I can say yes, right from the gate.
Thank you so much, our viewers, for keeping it live on Elkem TV. Thank you so much, Fiona. Now, I want to dive a little bit into the comment section because, and then please share the school fee structure, and maybe the head teacher maybe could support, or if you can support Fiona. Then he is also saying, please share the school fee structure as well. And then someone is asking, does the school have a van? Yeah, probably this is about the travels of.
I'm able to answer.
Okay.
I thank you, our viewers, for the beautiful questions. Yes, we do have transport facilities. We have a pick and drop system.
Okay.
We boast about 5 vans that go to different locations. Actually, in Hoima, we go as far as Butema, as far as Kasingo, as far as Kipapati, that is towards the lake. We come up here. We hold a humble fee structure 340. We have 300, and on top of that, you add on a 300 for about 500 and rather 640. And maybe 680 for the primary
Feeding, because now I have seen schools that say,
I can answer that question perfectly well, but I love the way Mark loves to boast. He's very proud of our menu.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you, our time leader. You've really brought something. You saw me smile. Let me tell you one thing, guys. In the whole of Western, we're only limited. We do a balanced diet, and the students eat because we have diet like Monday, they do portion. When you go to Tuesday to do beef, and those who don't do beef do apple, and they eat surely.
All right.
There's that, for example, the boarding plus accompaniment, a snack. At 10:30, every child in the school is entitled to a cup of porridge for some days, and there are other days where we say no. We serve tea. You know, overgiving porridge also sometimes irritates. So there are days we give tea. And then in the evening for the
time that the child gets home, they are not complaining
of hunger
to bother the children, the parents here and there. Probably the parents are not yet home, by the way. Yeah, to prepare to answer this one. How you apply it in the learning system of the children, but also in the teaching methods that you use. How do you look at innovation? Yeah, and the likes.
Usually when a teacher goes to college,
okay,
there are things, but now you're talking about innovation. Most of them particularly align with the academics. For example, you're teaching a child about mountains. I'm going to SST. I said the highest mountain in.
Oh, wow.
We use screens and bring, so that the student can see. We
How
miracast, and the child sees the Kilimanjaro we are talking about. If we talk about volcanicity, the child differentiates between a dead volcano and an active volcano. Are you getting it? On the screen. When we talk about science, plant growth,
okay,
we just don't do mirror casting there. So we have innovated the technology there. I can understand, but I understand it best when I touch it.
Yes.
That's why you see some of the clubs cater for some subjects. Some of the clubs cater, because they talked about the cookery. The cookery does not end about getting knives but they even go to the garden. Practically.
So, okay.
Yeah. Demonstrative gardens of different things. For example, like they said cookery. I forgot also that we also give greens to our children. But why am I? What I'm saying exactly? We have put some innovations in as the generation goes on, to make sure that this child and we have vehicles. In English, there is vehicle repair and maintenance.
Yeah.
We don't need to take a child out to the garage to know that.
They
We
will
just come to
definitely. Thank you so much, the head teacher. Our viewers that are watching us live on Elkem TV, thank you so much for keeping it live on Elkem TV. This is Elkem Business Spot, and of course, today we have Nest of Harmony. Nest of Harmony is located in Hoima, Kiganda. Yes, it's Hoima, Kiganda. That is Palace Road. Yes, Murunyoro, Rugudo, Rugenda, Omukama. Or in position to look for Nest of Harmony. Let me get to preparing students for success, and maybe you could be in position to expatiate more or elaborate more about how do you prepare these students beyond classroom, success beyond classroom.
Thank you so much, Elijah. Whenever I'm handled of things, I only ask them for their attention so that I can teach them all because you never know. Believe me, when COVID struck, during that time, you would see people looking out for what they can do. Personally, I know carpentry, which I learned on YouTube.
Okay.
So that is how I survived. I did carpentry.
On YouTube?
How I survived.
During
COVID.
Okay.
I always show, we watch a lot, because when you come to school, there are a lot of screens in the school, and there is one as you at the entrance there in my office. I don't have this closed office. I don't like that atmosphere. I prefer sitting outside and I can see. So there is a screen. We are all and Brian's fashion something.
Oh yes.
It's called Bagonza something.
Bagonza.
Yes.
So Bagonza is a pass. Brian's.
Brian's is okay.
The fashionista.
Yes. Now this guy, if you came to Nest of Harmony, these learners know him via watching what for his products, and they couldn't believe it, how much this guy would earn through tailoring. And I always tell them that even if you are a doctor, you can be a doctor but still have a boutique. Just like how I tell them, I did finance at university, but still...
talent manager, you
yes,
see,
please.
You're speaking of these things and they are quite very exciting. Yeah, so are you telling us that while you prepare this thing, embroidery... Okay.
Primary 5, 6 and 7, for them they have a special time where we engage them in projects. We call them projects. Projects now we are getting into serious. I'm focusing them onto the skills that they are learning and how they can turn them into business. For example, by P6, end of primary 6, a student knows around 17 types of stitches. Stitching kubazi. Now with embroidery, they must learn it and even do a piece that they can put on market. And you are in position to buy it. How do I prepare these learners even outside class and beyond school? Some of these learners, we have a piano, we have the speakers and all that. It helps us to do live music. And I have taken them to lead praise and worship.
The students play for the church, the entire church.
They do live music.
Wow.
In church, praise and worship. Imagine P5, P6, P7. Now, for me, at the back of my mind, I want these children, number one, to get used, to gain that confidence of looking at these very many people and they stand before them and they perform.
The confidence.
The confidence. Secondly, improving that skill of singing. You know, it is a task, position.
True.
You sing the right tone or tune in line with the instruments. And the recent achievement that the school has gained via this is in January there was a convention at Bujumbura, and the girl Bujumbura Catholic Diocese, you know that convention which always happens there. This girl, Gloria Huniriza, led the praise and worship for that convention. She's now in senior too. She started with us from.
Wow.
So, in order to prepare for these learners, we have so much used these avenues.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Wow. It is quite very, very much interesting. You see, schools that we went to. No wonder I do not even know how to play the piano or any of those instruments. All right. Thank you so much, Jordan, because most of the people would think learning is only done in class. So by the time a child is going to the swimming, they have gone to tailoring, they have at Nest of Harmony.
Yeah, we do have the games, and we always participate in the various tournaments.
Okay.
We have taken part into the athletics. We have also taken part into football ones. Football, cycling,
Okay.
and swimming. That's where
Football,
we major.
cycling, and swimming.
And swimming.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what basically that is it.
Oh.
And this is a growing school.
Mm.
On our plan, we have a swimming pool. I'm very sure in a few years to come, in that we want to be known as one of the schools that does swimming. And before COVID, I had actually visited some schools in Kampala. I had gone to Kampala
To
parents.
benchmark.
Yeah, for benchmarking. Hoima are not so big, but there is one we visited here. I've forgotten the name of the hotel, but it has a very
Here?
big hotel. Yeah,
In Masindi?
in Masindi here.
Oh, the big pool. That
has
is
a-
Country Inn.
Country Inn. It has a very big pool, so I brought them to for exposure. But even beyond what we do here.
The viewers that are watching us live on Elkem TV, I am keeping my eyes in the comment section, so keep those comments flowing. I'm going to read some. I have loved the school and good friend. Life Safe Driving School. Bless. I guess yes. The school contacts are on the screen. You're in position to see the contacts of the school. And then Kagadi's Finest says, please could you put for us a second. And then Apostle Rubega says next. Next time is actually here. It is just next week. Yes, you should. It's a very good. Yeah, you're in Masindi. Actually, right about now, but you can be in position to come through at Elkem Media Services, or the contacts are on the screen. You can be in position to get the services and also register WhatsApp and get all the information that you need about Nest of Harmony, and then the admission. The head teacher said the admissions are ongoing at the school. Please take your child. Primary and kindergarten school. Now our time is fast spent, but let me get to Fiona. We calculated. I hope that you had your children sit for that is the primary living examinations. Now, being the vision bearer or the brainchild or the team leader of this particular institution, what are these success stories or achievements that are notable for Nest of Harmony?
Thank you once again. There's something you mentioned earlier, and I
Okay.
felt the next time I hold the microphone, I should come through.
It's okay.
The harmony,
Harmony.
the harmony
And
and
the
harmon.
Oh.
Nest of Harmon is a product of Sally, particularly 2009. I think I graduated in 2006. And of resented working for others. We wanted to establish ourselves, but we didn't want to do this from Kampala. We came to
Home.
We came home. He was a media personality, and when we came, we didn't want to we had a long-term vision. We weren't actually looking at a school that begins and then has to hunt for numbers and put up structures. We wanted something that will outgrow our generation, live from this generation to the next. Nest of Harmony comes from brothers to live, to dwell together in harmony. In harmony. It says that it's like down to the collar of his robes. And it's like the dew of Mount Hermon. And then to be as beautiful as that dew on Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon, when you research, it's a range of, and search and find it.
Okay.
I wanted to put the distinction between harmony and Hermon. They both work on us. We live in Hermon. Actually, when you get
Harmony
with everyone,
okay,
we have seen people who have come and have run away in 3 weeks because we are people who wake up and fellowship. We do morning devotions. We wake up to prayer from 6 to 7. You hear loud music. We are worshiping. We are praising. Our devotions across the week for both the staff and the children.
Okay.
We do family visits. We do church visits. It's about harmony and joy. But our achievements are not in terms of structures, that we've built a storied structure
Building.
for the school, which is already actually we're on its first floor. We began in a residential house,
okay,
and today we are hosted on a 2 acres land
wow,
size in this heart of the city. Hoima is now a city.
yeah, of course, we'll see.
When you come, you reach the tax park or the town center, you can walk to Nest of Harmony. We have a good number of parents from their office. They walk to Nest of Harmony, pick the child and go home. Or sometimes pick, even first go back to office. First and foremost is to walk the talk. We say we're a Christian-based school. And indeed, I'm proud to say, to testify to Jesus, we are. How do we walk the talk? As the competition out, achieving 100% pass where you have that you can forces. Sometimes which I've seen schools exercise examination malpractices.
Yeah, that's true.
In Nest of Harmony, no thank you. Someone out there will say they are boasting. If even there are schools that have scored with 4, that shoot up with 4s. No, to us a 5 is a real 5. Now, when you go to where our children studying from, the 90% of our children are studying from outside Hoima.
Okay.
They're in Seta, they're in Budo, they're in Mugongo, Chibuli, and other schools. I really don't want to list.
So in other words, you track the journey of the students while they leave Nest of Harmony. Okay.
I would like to say something a little bit low that may not go right with some of our viewers.
Okay.
Nest of Harmony does not sell as a character formation. People out there don't hear us talk about promote 100% pass, promote a number of things which are very genuine and common.
Okay.
We don't sell.
Okay.
Mulamwa ngokuombeka a sober mind. We have seen that because our learners go and come back to testify. They are leading scripture union clubs in there.
Yes.
We have seen children change schools because they are pursuing the dream of the sports, the talents that we ignited performance. We are really there. We are performing well.
Yeah.
We are in newspapers.
And
We
being
are
the best in the academic year 2023.
So we can talk about academics all the way, but our greatest achievement is sticking to our main objective, that is promoting Christ in our lives.
Those that are watching us live on Elkem TV, I'm very excited to see all these comments come through. while you ask these questions, but let me go to the head teacher. Now, students, more especially while they grow, we have seen very, very many of them, they lose track, because now after they have gone to the vacation, now you've officially handed them over, you've handed them over to the parents, Usually they lose track, they forget all these things that have been learning in class, maybe simply because it is more of pumping them with classwork. Now let's speak a little of extracurricular activities, within the learning.
Like you say, we talk about amidst the learning. What extracurricular activity do we give the student to relax, to them, to make them relax?
And the personal development.
And personal development. Definitely, dull boy. Now, like we have said, Nest of Women has a program. Not all the time that we are going to be in books. For example, we have times where we are making them watch whatever they want. To say to add them, we have two ways, which is next to his office, which is used to make them learn different things, That's right. We don't support in Nest of Women completely. We don't. So
someone could say it inclusiveness, and the school is inclusive, and
when are exposed to football, we have balls definitely. We have times when the children are exposed to athletics, road work, to relax their brains.
You remind me of my little niece that happens to know who has been sold was.
Yeah, this is what we are saying. We focus our children. They are differently. Nest of Women recognizes, like we said, recognizes the talent of these children and their interest. With a guided way of doing so much. We don't say we expose the child to getting there, but sometimes you sit down and say, this is what's happening. Are you getting it? And when it comes to music, we know this one is a musician. By the way, I want to invite you before any time. We are going to have a mega concert, live music in Hoima this year, courtesy of Nest of Harmon. Live. This
I'm
what
sure
I'm
also the producer will be very interested in that one because him and live music.
So we are saying we bring out this person and have projects. They have a special time.
On Fridays.
Not on Fridays, lessons. We are going for project work.
Between class many and how do you balance at the school?
The co-curricular activities we take part in at school. We said, like you asked the talent ignition, we know at a time, like this is all comes with the organization. There's a way we organize. We have scheduled organization, we know. We sit down and know this date will be this, at this time will be this. This is Nest of Women. We don't do things haphazardly, not at all. We have an organization at this time, what is going to be there at this time. So this helps us to balance the academics and the co-curricular activities.
All right, it's okay.
I think what is critical, how do we balance the two? Stipulated periods in a way, that interaction, ensuring that the number, what we do is to collect this, instead of putting like PE on Tuesday, it's allocated on Friday. There are these other manufactured. I want to use the word manufactured because it was our initiative. So we were able to group them all on Chodo, 7 activities with a time scope.
Do you award marks for these students that engage in these activities? I mean, is
of the course, because it's an ongoing course.
Okay.
Yes, it can be there that you're adding 90%, but these children buy these what they're called nigina, bagagawale, crocs, and then the children will embroider them. They will decorate them. Okay. They have art pieces. The parent is in position to tell my child is at this percentage because they, at the end of the term, they're taking these items back home. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, the screens in the school, ABCD. Now, how have you been in position to embrace technology in Nest of Harmony? What are these things that you speak of and you're like, okay, we have the technology in ABCD?
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, the vision bearer, actually, when these learners are going for swimming, they are accompanied by staff whose interest is in swimming. So that they also acquire the skill. And we always talk
that's a good one.
We always talk to the pool managers. You find that, for example, some pools, if you are a staff of Nest of Harmony and you can identify yourself with an ID, then for you will swim at a subsidized fee.
Okay.
Regardless of what day of the week. But this exposure, number one, we have a program. This program happens every beginning of, actually when you come to school, you'll find that our staff is classy, right from the person at the gate. Because we are so much into what is trending, what is new out there, Kekiroho. And we shall look at all aspects, phones, dressing, name it. Secondly, we have, so it means each staff, if there is anything you want to research before you go to class, wanting some information.
Is teaching half-baked things.
Yes.
In the name of I didn't have data.
Yeah, that's what happens. So likewise, even with the learners, I'll give an example, the machines that we are talking about. And when I talk about these machines, they are wired by learners.
Okay.
The learner. Sometimes this guy who comes, we have someone who comes, who plays for us the piano.
So that is how people are learning sound engineering.
Yes. But these learners know. Yes. So through that exposure, a lot of things.
Okay.
I'll give an example. The school has a tab. And these learners sometimes are given time to look for, to search for what they want. For example, something they usually come, they are given this piece, and then they look for whatever information they want. What the principal was saying, ours is safety from these programs at school.
Oh, 2014?
2014 August.
Wow.
Nkarokoka nkaikiriza Yesu Kristo kuba mjuni wange. From these programs, now that is how serious it is. Kurora basta. When you come in the morning, you may.
So in other words, the students, before they get into learning or lessons, you first dedicate them to God. Ako.
Yeah, at first, of course, what you're saying, I understand, but at first, by midday, I almost collapsed. Go in for 72 hours. Dry, no food, no water. We fast and dedicate the school through prayer and trophy. Fuina kichwa Kenya.
Seeing bones sloping in the dormitory.
I can't move out of here without testifying that. And the Lord has seen. Believe me not, we are a Christian-based school. And we are very humble people. And I'm very sure they view humble people because we are Christian.
I hope the producer gives us an extra, having the chat spots with Remy, mother of all talent, that is coming on the show after this one. And they're going to be speaking of mothers, the post-Mother's Day. We had Mother's Day. Apostle, okay. Some Happiness says, the best school I know. Yes, Some Happiness. I hope you can also tell us where you are watching us from. Yeah, so, okay. Pastor Esa Umbazi Mufumba says, do we have the main? Mwina wentambule, okay. Then Jonad Foundation, wow. Jonad Foundation says, wow. Great job, Nest of Harmony and Elkem Television, watching live from Kampala. Thank you so much, Jonad Foundation. Blue Flower says, I know Raisilax management. Yeah, I think this one saw the flyer, and he's wondering where is it, Raisilax. Then Onesman says, watching live from Boyale. Then someone says, big up to Elkem TV for hosting the best school in Bunyoro. I think she meant in Bunyoro. Then Apostle Lubega says, we are best in Boyale. Okay, thank you. Here. That, okay, he was telling us he's bringing the child next term.
Thank you, Apostle.
Yeah, then Apostle, 13 years. Can the school be able to give free bursaries to these kids? I think the principal will be in position to answer that. Then Atuhaira Conrad says, good afternoon, everyone. Then Gloshantel, you're just arriving. Yeah, Gloshantel is always watching us live from, that is Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi or Dubai? Saudi Arabia, okay. Thanks for the program. And she says, today I have missed live from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Okay, no wonder I even told you you've come late position. Okay, fine. You want to answer some questions? Okay, you can answer some questions, okay, then please. I'll put it to the head teacher, to the principal.
To everybody who is watching us.
Okay.
And like I say, I'm going to echo it out. Our gates are still open. I can't live without telling people that our gates are still open. And
whenever they are ready.
Whenever they are ready, they are watching our contact on the screen, and let them be able to contact.
What's your teacher? They spoke of talents. Yes, that is Apostle Lubega says he has kids, girls and boys.
Yes, we do have opportunities for talented in terms of sports and even academia. There are children who are excelling in class. They are the talented sports. We will talk, honestly. But so what I know is that the offer is there.
Okay.
It's turning out.
So there is nothing like, I know to play the piano. Before you know it, they put it in front of you and you...
And you don't know. Yes. And you don't know.
Toma here as you're heading to... After Katasenywa. Really? No, you use, there is a route that goes up to there. Yes.
Buijanga or Buje. I lost an uncle, Mr. Frank. He was here in Masindi. We have a special offer
for people from Masindi.
For people from Masindi. Just mention them to extend our services up to here. There's someone who asked whether we have transport up to Masindi. It's not practical. Yes, it's a 45 minutes out, but the child's ability to endure the hectic activity of the day, the child wouldn't cope, especially these ones who are young. Okay,
they have they picked up or they take them to school.
That is chicken feed. It's very possible. Yeah. We can do that. We just we organize using a whole van. And they come from between Masindi and Hoima. But we are willing, very willing, once we can have a van full or two, we have, when the term ends,
they bring them back.
There's something we didn't mention, for psychosocial support. Our school offers a very unique service where our children, we don't do parents coming to visit VD, the ordinary VD. Instead, our children go back home.
For VD.
They at every
you.
Exactly. So it's back on Monday morning or Sunday evening. Puts on the warm, refreshes, fresh for the next month.
Okay.
At first, parents rejected it and they refused to come for the children. But along the way, the children dictated. They started to see the joy the child expresses going home and how ready to come back to school they are on Monday. Okay. So even then, we are willing to bring the children to Masindi at the end of the month.
Okay.
And then on Monday morning, we pick them and take them back, or Sunday evening.
Wow, that's a good one.
Special offer for Masindi.
All right, special offer for Masindi. To the head teacher for a conclusion. Could you be having collaborations and partnerships with Nest of Harmony? What are these partnerships or collaborations that you have?
There's what we call
Okay.
where we do support, basic support. Honestly, out in brag and
Okay.
that's an Anglican-based church. We have Hoima Christian Fellowship Church. We have Pastor. We are kama Wabunyoro Kitara. We are
the
very
kingdom.
supportive of the kingdom to supporting no or programs of Kama. To hali bakabani betago we support our local suppliers, especially our parents. Our parent has maybe maize or beans or whatever, rice. Normally we buy our food and most of our products from within. We are lucky to have mechanics who will fix our vehicles. We have suppliers, etc. To cut the long story short, yes, we are very supportive of our community and we do work hand in hand with them.
All right. So, in other words, you do not import labor from elsewhere. You do not import, let's say, you talked about local supplies. Yeah, the likes of Akahunga, Ebihimba.
Our parents with wholesale shops, supermarkets, they supply.
Okay.
We tend and they supply.
All right. Thank you so much. Contributed to the local community.
Like the team leader said, I just want to elaborate more that that partnership, for example, we create business for the people around. It's not only business, but also create jobs. Because we can't get somebody to do security and say we go to Rwanda to bring that person.
It's
We
the
look
local
around.
community. Yeah.
Are you there? We can't look, like Ness of Amman has a special case. Is I don't mean that when we have, for example, caterers, in our school,
Achumbi.
Abachumbi, for us they are called caterers.
Okay.
Because even
And
when
not
we bring
cooks.
these people, we don't have cooks in Ness of Amman, we have training also to empower them. We do that, basically.
So we get down to
Thank you, Elijah. And dear viewers, we thank you, and especially those that were watching us live and have commented and have given us encouragement. Nest of Amman is a Christian-based school, like it is said before. When you bring physically and academically, this child is going to be at a high level. We don't make our children go down, but we raise them up. And talent-wise, you know one thing that even a dead talent or a sleeping one, not dead, but a silent karaga Masindi kun. I taught, I know most people in Masindi know me.
Okay.
I taught in Masindi before I went to Hoima. I'll just send my greetings to Pastor Kawa, Robert.
Oh, Pastor Kawa,
Yeah.
Robert. This place was actually the guest of honor while we were doing our unveiling of Elkem TV. Yes. Let me get to let me get to him so that I conclude.
This organization, very fast, to the viewers, the first 1 million that I earned in my life, a sale of pigs. A million nyabandize kufuna mbomezi wange.
Bona.
Ngagifuna katunda empunu. Zenya yororaka. Then an organization. I want to inform our viewers that academics understand so much at Nest of Harmony. I also want to that us coming here, we've had a special interest in Masindi.
Okay.
But also, I want to gwenda kuramukiaho omunyoro bigando. Munyoro bigando no mukiara we. Ati
Uganda is into supply, into agriculture.
hardware. So I want to say hello to them again, and I hope to receive very many people from Masindi.
Okay.
And the offer stands. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Jordan. Now, as she gets to conclude this particular show, just about 2 to 3 questions. The first one, what offers specifically? What offers are we talking about here? maybe you can be in position to tell the viewers. Then secondly, Urban Chef Salon, also from the comment section, says thank you for the show. But also the question is, are they at Urban Chef Salon is from Masindi here. Yes, the question came through from the comment section. Yes, back to you.
Wow. Our children chef, for him to get that, actually the earnings from the shaving are sufficient.
Okay.
We can
Wow.
do business.
Yeah, I guess.
The other offers, of course, is supplies, but we give first priority to our own bursary. We are very serious. We are Christian-based. We are committed to our word. As I wind up,
I would like you to elaborate these offers that are standing. The first one is?
regarding the bursary?
Generally, the offers that Masindians have.
Yes, the first assurance we are giving is we will transport the land. Then the second offer is we want to make the travel to Elkem studios worth.
Okay.
Our visit to Masindi worth.
Okay.
And so we are saying that the first 10 parents who will register with proof that they listen to us today.
Okay. Yeah.
We are going to give them a very, very fertile offer. I don't want, because we have tiny bits that come in, like there's school fees, then there's, of course, people from Masindi will definitely, most likely do boarding. So there's boarding fee, and then there's a feeding fee. So we'll see how there's uniforms when you're beginning here. So, of course, these other ones are personal effects, the feeding, the boarding, and other things. Then we can do business.
Okay.
Depending on what someone does.
Okay.
Maybe I want to live. I would love definitely to do business with you.
Okay.
Secondly, I would like to appreciate people who abundantly bless you. I would also love to appreciate my family here, and I'm calling them to support as much as we are in Hoima. The excuse has always been we are very far. Mulihara. So I'm calling them the family of Rehoboth.
Yes,
it's
Christian
a church.
Fellowship.
Yes, it's a church that
I
I fell
am
in love with.
I am going to meet Pastor Kawa in the next 1 hour or so.
This he stood and spoke to the mourners. Everyone's heart came back to place. We were comforted. I fell in love with that church. It's an upcoming church. It's a growing church, and I'm praying that they permit us. Nest of Harmon must visit Rehoboth Christian Fellowship Church, and also Miracle Center. Yeah, we are also going to identify other places. Now, when I talk like this, there is a bias that comes, the sectarian bias that comes with what I'm trying to. I think that's not the case.
You have a lot of
in Nest of Harmon. You understand? Knowledge is wealth. So we create that awareness, but we don't enforce and who we are. Personally, I confessed Christ when I was 13 years. I've grown in this life, and it's what I know. So I don't know anything else other than leading a life of it. Our faith to the people, but we are excelling academically, and we are excelling in preparing a child for the future. I want to put this across to the parents, that life here at the beginning, in early childhood, in the first have parents and you don't have all the care, a child survives, you grow, because all you need is something in the stomach, basic needs of life, to cut it short. But life is very lonely at the top.
Yeah, true. Lonely at the
because
top.
You must walk it alone.
Yeah.
If you walk in this marriage, you must balance, you must manage your life perfectly. And there's no life, personally, because gray hair is wisdom.
Yeah.
I've lived on earth for some time now, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking through experience. That the best life is living a life that is associated with Christ.
Okay.
So, us grooming these children in the fear of God is the best offer that we can give to our learners. I was so challenged last year. The team that sat exams, or PLE last year, these are children exams. They were reading, they were a lot of them organized by themselves, not as a school program. These children fasted, these children prayed, these children were calling for overnights, not because we are programming it for them, but they they excelled. Wow. It was an outstanding performance. Okay. And that's what we want to put across. We want to put seasoned students, seasoned OBs and OGs. Thank you.
Wow, that's a good one. Thank you so much, the principal. That is Joy Komujuni Nancy of Nest of Harmony. Watching us live on Elkem TV. Thank you so much for keeping it live on Elkem TV. This has been Elkem Business Spot. Of course, when we are in position to even interact more, even beyond this particular show. Thank you so much, our viewers. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a very good afternoon. Up next is the chat spot. That is the chat spot doing what? Unlocking social realities. Yes, unlocking social realities with Remy, mother of 5. Have a good afternoon.
Nest of Harmony Primary School, our school with the best interpretation of a child's future. Byabo bimazirera kusimbibwa. Baina na daycare y'omulembe nibakufera hamwana wa inuka. Bakozesa abasomesa abaine ebipapula by'ekiko kya haiguru omu nsonga y'okusomesa n'okwetegereza omwana kandi nibegesa abaana kutiina ruhanga habw'okuba amagezi niho gabandiza. Omuzaire Nest of Harmony Primary School